Oh man, so just got my new Magnaflow exhaust system. I started unboxing this thing, and the whole bottom flap just opened right up on this, like it was upside down, obviously. And I started pulling on the tabs, and it just dropped out on all in one big slab. So I think I'm good to go. Pretty decent packaging. Just a scary start to the start of this project. Alright, here's what we got. These are the two extensions that I have a choice of that'll come off my catalytic, or the stock extension pipe. The one on top, that'll go over the rear axle, and then of course there's the exhaust. I haven't unwrapped that yet. And then new muffler, and three beefy clamps, and some instructions. Alright everyone, so I'm just about getting ready. I got the truck in the garage. I went ahead and put it up on some small lifts. I just drove it a little bit, unfortunately, so I have to wait for the exhaust to cool down. I went ahead and chalked it in the back, and I think I'll have enough room down there to do all the work I need to do. We'll see if I'm right. Alright, first things first, remove your negative battery terminal. Nice. Alright, got it a little loose here. Alright, so I'm under the hood here. The hood under the car. And following along the exhaust line, so there's my catalytic converter. They join together. So that's the first I'll have to remove. This is the stock extension leading into the muffler, and then south of there I'll get to later. So I'm going to start on these guys. They're not in bad shape. That should come off no problem. And this is an 04 F-150, so it looks like I have the 18-inch extension. I think later models had a 24-inch extension. Alright, let's see how these bolts go. So they recommend cutting it just south of the muffler. I haven't done that yet. I figure I'll do these bolts first and see how they come off. Ooh, they are nasty. I did spray them with some WD-40 first. Oh boy. Alright, so real wrenches. Going with a bit of a do-it-yourself impact wrench here. Alright, so I came up with a pretty cool technique for this guy. I would pull him over and then back, over, back, over, back. I even went back about 4 or 5 turns and just kept like wiggling back and forth, and it really freed up some of that corrosion that had probably gotten on the threads for this guy. Caused me a bunch of headache. I was concerned I was stripping it, which I wasn't. It just had some gunk built up in there. Anyhow, now they're all moving really freely. Got that WD-40 finally got into there, and I went ahead and popped this one off over here. He wasn't bad at all, and he's free spinning right now too. All right, so just about to cut the muffler off. I'm gonna cut it off right there. This is the muffler, So right after the muffler. And where I was before, right before the muffler. The muffler is huge. It's like 4 feet long. So I'm going to cut both ends of it. Didn't know if I was going to have to do that, but after seeing how tight those screws were and how tight those fittings are, yeah, just get it out of there. Alright, well, cutting failed too. My, it would get into the metal and then just stall out. Like, when I say get into the metal, I mean like, God, 1/16 of an inch, like it barely cut and then just got wedged in there and stuck. I tried a couple different blades. No go. So, I don't know. I'll have to either try to get it out by hand, which is what I'm going to do right now. I've got the clamps pretty loose. I've been malleting them, and I actually got some movement in there. I see it's getting loose. So now I'm going to try to remove these retaining rings. There's 3 of them. And they're the only thing holding it up right now. So I'm going to kind of remove one at a time, see what happens. The instructions I read online didn't say to do this. They said, you know, you just kind of pop, you know, these right through, you know, apply some force and get them through there. But I can't do that, not with the muffler just in the way. I'd have to kind of pop all 3 of them at the same time, and it don't work that way. So I'm going to start with the one north of the muffler. I can't see right here, but and get that off, and maybe I can get the muffler kind of hanging loose and then see what I can do. Maybe pop these off and not remove the rings. Excuse me. I got the bolt off the one on the muffler, and it really loosened up. I didn't take the whole ring off, but just taking the bolt off gave it a lot of looseness on the exhaust pipe and the muffler. I could wiggle it quite a bit, and where it clamps into the extension from the catalytic, it's quite loose now. So I'm thinking if I could start getting that retaining ring maybe just loose, not all the way off, and then start prying the system out to the left there, I might be able to just slowly pull it, you know, bit by bit until it comes free from those clamps in that front retaining ring. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. So what I've been doing, using these C-clamps and just slowly like applying pressure on one, moving back to another, calling underneath, applying pressure on that one. Some forceful kicks on the muffler helped a lot too. I mean, it's basically loose in there. It's just there's so many points of contact that it's just not falling out. I got to the point where I'm at the head of this pin here. He's partially in there, and the other ones are just about the same point too. So now I'm on kind of like the final push to get these retaining pins through, and muffler should come out. From where the clamps are on the catalytic converter, it's just about hanging loose. I can see an air gap, so I know I'm getting close. Alright, it's loose. Problem, I still need to get it out. There's a very large loop over the back axle, and it is quite tricky to get it out of there. Probably been easier to cut it. Alright, and here it is. Got it out. Turns out it wasn't as bad getting out as I thought it was going to be. I basically got under the truck and lined myself up kind of parallel with it, and just kind of inched it back, turned it, inched it back some more, turned it the other way, inched it back. It was kind of a puzzle, but wasn't too bad. See where my reciprocating saw failed? Yeah. I'll have to learn how to use one of those. I've never used a reciprocating saw before, but hey, I have lots of spare metal to practice on now. If you're wondering why I was using wrenches and a hammer instead of an impact driver, a funny story there too. So I bought an impact driver. It was like a combo kit. Like it was Thanksgiving, so it was like a Black Friday special. I got that and the saw and the drill. Turns out this is a 1/4 inch. Just not at all what I need. So I should shop better. I need a 3/8 inch socket adapter one. This is... I basically had no adapter to use this with. Probably would have made it easier. Also, you remember those first 2 bolts all the way at the beginning of this video? Those are what bolt the extension on. And it turns out the extension still gets used. So like, I'm going to use this 18 inch off that extension. So I never should have loosened those first 2 bolts. Well, lesson learned. Alright everyone. It came together real quick. You know, all the pieces just slotted right back into place. Really no issues to report. I kind of lost track of filming, but this just because it just came together real easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and start her up. Alright.